I got my pedal patio here with some Snark transformers and a no name to work for the cloudburst to isolate that. But I'm getting a lot of electronic noise. I got this amp cranked, but you can hear it in a mixer, so I need to get an isolated power supply. I basically had to tear the board apart, take some pedals out, mark the spot for the new location, drill those holes, and then sand them down, and then finally got the Mosky in. I got the Mosky ISO 10 installed, and transformer for it is over here. I got everything wired up. Some of these have 2 or 3 pedals on them, but I've got the cloudburst isolated onto one of the 300 milliamp. And I got this switch from Amazon and just put a power cable on it to take out the whole power strip. I got a mini Peterson tuner and then put it in the POG, so I had to move all this stuff over and re-drill my holes. I've still got some spare real estate here for something. It does have a 12 volt for this Behringer 4X mixer. So that is it. And then here's my volume on the amp. You can hear it's just a little bit of white noise, but that thing's cranked. But definitely no electronic noise. That's awesome. I wanted to show that this is definitely an isolated power supply, so unplug your rig. And I've got my trusty Radio Shack continuity tester from the 80s. And I substituted these 2 cables down here to test across the ground. No connections there. And on the tips, no connections there, so it's all isolated. There we go. I had to take it all apart and drill some holes, and I think I'm going to put a fan right in the middle here, so I drilled all these out, filed it, sanded it, put some Sharpie in there, and this is the little mini fan, I think from Amazon, and it's got a multi-speed on it. It sounds super quiet at low, and it's enough to cool it off. I put it in my rig here and actually put some incense around it, and it was sucking the smoke through. So that was the flow test. It works really good. And then I'm going to glue it right here and have a little bit of distance, because the fan blade, it doesn't really hit here, but just the air pressure, it makes more noise the closer it is. So I might back it off maybe 2 millimeters, not even quite 1/8 of an inch. So that's it. Here's the final deal on the install. I use this plumber scoop stuff to glue it on here and read the label, because that stuff is toxic and causes defects. But I got the holes in here, and I'll leave a link to the fan in the description. It's got this cool speed controller on it here, so I'm going to turn it off so you can hear kind of the bass line of what it sounds like, and then turn it on low. And that's medium, and that's high. So I just run it on the low, and it keeps the Mosky 10 pretty cool. This is the Cokyis, something like that, mixer. It's really cool. It's TRS input and all these. So I've got my TC going stereo out over here, the stereo in, and then stereo out to a splitter over here, to where I can run my iPhone in here, stereo, and then I've got that final output to my speakers, and that works really good. So of course this is making this unit hot down here, but this works really good. It's roughly, I think you'll see in the description on the fan, it's like 1.25 inches maybe, but that's working really good. Just for fun, this is the incense test. You can see it really captures the flow of the air through there. If I turn this over here to the medium, you'd hear a lot more sound. But it really cools it off. You can't see much. No incense back there, but I guess it gets diluted. Yeah, so turn it back down to low. That's it. Here's a fair shake on the fan sound. Here's right up on it. Then as you move away, you can't hardly hear it from here. We'll go from the fan in the back to the front of the pedals. So that's what you'd hear with just room sound. Hardly anything. It's funny how the camera makes the fan sound loud, but it's actually about half as loud. Just to wrap up what I was trying to do here, I've got one of those connectors, the yellow, and it's got a 12-volt option. So I was going to run that over to the Behringer mixer, but this is positive tip, so I had to strip the wire and change the polarity. But I got some electronic noise. Made a bunch of other videos to try to use a USB cable and break out the ferrite core in there to see if it would prevent some electronic noise. Tried all that and that didn't work, so I wound up just using the original transformer. So I had some real estate here. I mounted the AC power and patched it into the switch. And this has got the wall wart that's got 2 outs on it, so the USB-C powers the mixer here, and the regular USB-C powers the fan on the back to keep the Mosky cool. So that's how that turned out.